This podcast is part of the DaySpace Podcast Network. The opinions expressed on this show are of those individuals who say them and not of DaySpace Studios or any.
As soon as we're done with this, we go.
There's a lot to discuss.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of EverdaySchmoesPodcast. I'm your host, Greenie, coming to you from the Southern Comfort Studio. It's been a minute, guys. I got Dapper here, and I got Kid, and we have a special guest with us this week. I didn't catch his name.
Chris.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. So, guys, we lost an episode. We did an episode. We lost an episode. We're technical difficulties and internet issues, and everything has been plagued by this podcast since the start. But we're always gonna plow through. This is episode 9.5. What's going on, guys?
Well, first off, I hope we don't have any goddamn technical difficulties anymore because shit's getting ridiculous. So, because there's a lot of shit to discuss right now. There's a lot of shit happened this weekend.
Touche.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit happening this week. There is.
Yeah, you haven't gone away yet.
Yeah, Brett Kavanaugh.
Nah, ha ha, Brett Kavanaugh. That's two things we don't talk on the podcast: is religion and politics. I mean, we tried talking about religion, but that doesn't go over well because we all have our own different views.
Man, he likes beer. All right, he really likes beer.
Yeah. I'm sure he had a kegger rager at after he got sworn in. He was like, "Yo, let's go drink some beer."
Fucking rage.
Right.
They were cake standing in the back, pre-gaming and shit.
I'm sure Trump was like, "Hold my hair" and fucking all that good shit.
So here in Erie today, I don't know if either of you two were out and about and seen it, but I was down at the lake earlier at the old Pepsi amphitheater. It's Highmark Amphitheater or something it's called now. You know what I'm talking about, Dapper?
Right at the Bayfront, right? It's the dome.
Yeah, I was down there today with the kids at the park, and there was this crazy helicopter that I shit you not, it looked like the Air Force One helicopter, and I know Trump is supposed to be here in a couple days, so I don't know if they were like scoping out and seeing what was going on, but it kept circling around like the lake and downtown area. It was crazy as fuck. I tried getting a video, but it looked really, really small in my video, so I just deleted it.
That's a locked-in area down there, so you can't really get in dock unless you have access to that area.
Yeah, you can't even fly a drone down there.
I'll tell you what it is. The presidential security, anytime he goes somewhere, they go to that town and just like survey it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and for sure. That's kind of what I figured.
You might see him sometimes, you might not. And the only reason I know that is because I was stationed right next to the president's helicopter squadron, like right next. And I mean, they're not allowed to give out details, but I do know that like it's kind of obvious knowledge that if he's going somewhere, he's not going there blind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're not gonna let him show up like yo, what's up, man? Pop. Like, no, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna be a JFK incident all over again.
No. So they send the security up here weeks before. For the first little while, they blend in, and then they start to kind of announce themselves the closer it gets to the event.
Do you guys think, like, with everything that's gone on in the past week, with all of this nonsense on the news, and with Trump and Kavanaugh and the Supreme Court and all these protesters and the nomination and the testimony and the shit that they went back and read through his yearbook and the fact that he liked to play Devil's Triangle, which is not a drinking game. If you look what up Devil's Triangle is, that is not a drinking game. That is where...
That is definitely not.
Straight-faced the whole court. Like, drinking game.
That is not a drinking game, folks. Not at all.
Why was he crying so much? Why?
Who? Ford or Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh. He's supposed to be the supreme justice. That dude's supposed to be rugged, tough, and like ready to roll through the punches. This dude's like, I like beer. We all like beer. Like, my dad likes beer. Do you not like beer, Senator? Like, dude, why are you crying right now, man? Why?
Yeah,
why are you doing this to yourself on a huge public forum, sir?
There was a lot to that whole situation. Like, I usually don't get into that stuff and watch it, but like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch this. So I watched Kavanaugh, and I was just like, what the fuck? And yeah, it was an odd situation. But do you guys think with all this stuff, do you think we're gonna see more of these fucked up protesters in the future? And kid, that's really fucking loud, dude.
What is that setting? Like 17 or something? Like sounds like a blowtorch.
It's no setting.
What are you doing? Are you welding in your car? It was fucking stick weld in the car.
Is this gonna turn into the devil's lettuce again?
Oh yeah, that'll be a great episode. Part 2.
Yeah, part 2. That was a bad episode.
It's gone. It's put away.
It's all right. So like, if nobody's heard yet by now, most Floridians in the Panhandle are like freaking out because Hurricane Micheal is on its way here, and they're predicting it. I was watching today, and one of the meteorologists said, this is the way the pressure's dropping, the way the storm's moving. This is worse. Is going to be worse than Hurricane Eloise in 1975 to hit the Panhandle. And when that storm came in 1975, it killed 80 people, and it leveled like a lot of shit. So like, I don't get it. I'm not a replant.
Floridian.
Yeah. I'm a replant. Like, I've been here almost 2 years, and like, I watch all kinds of different things, and I do my own research on weather and all that stuff. And it's like, how can you not know what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, how could, because you're stuck in paradise?
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck, Florida's crazy, and you better dig a big ass hole in the ground, Greenie.
Why?
You better have a basement.
He's gonna
in
get
that.
drowned in there. What are you talking about?
He's good.
You better hope a tsunami doesn't happen on top of that.
Yeah, man, Florida's going way, dude. Like,
Florida's gonna be its own island.
The whole state is a sinkhole. Like,
it's gonna be its separate island like California.
Like this is just gonna make it worse, man.
The U.S.'s first island state.
Well, it's not actually the only island that we have in Florida is Panama City Beach because it's surrounded by water on both sides. But the whole state itself is a peninsula.
Hold your breath.
We got kayaks outside, so if it starts to flood, we're good.
Not with that hurricane like that.
It's gonna be the first island besides California.
California's just gonna fall off the map because it's gonna have one giant earthquake.
I don't feel like that's ever gonna happen because they've been saying that since I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
That was what, the 50s?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it could happen. It's not impossible, but if California's gonna fall off, then why wouldn't we fall off on this side too? Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, why would only California?
Because we're part of the Great Lakes, dude. Duh.
Yeah, I mean, we're great, but I get that. But I mean, not us really, I guess, but like the East Coast. Like, why wouldn't the ocean, the Atlantic, be eroding at the East Coast the same as the Pacific is eroding at the West Coast?
Not really, because California itself is on tectonic plates, basically shifting much that it's just gonna fucking one giant massive earthquake and it's just gonna fall off. To where the East Coast has a few tectonic plates throughout the East Coast, but it's not enough to where it's gonna fall off.
Oh, I'm Professor.
Yeah, it's bad news.
It's all bad.
We are taking a turn for the weird on this one.
Yeah.
Tectonic plates and island states. Sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, if you're not watching, if you're listening to this podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast, I suggest.
Those are badass.
Yeah, those are pretty badass. I would suggest to go watch the video on YouTube. So let's get into some topics this week, guys. A crazy one on Saturday night happened. Fucking UFC 229. That
was the craziest UFC I've ever seen in my life.
Like, here's the thing. Like, the whole card was good from top to bottom. And like, the Pettis fight was good. The dude that... I can't think of the dude's name that took his pants off in the middle of the fucking octagon after the fight.
My balls were hot.
And Joe Rogan asked him, he's like, why'd you take your pants off? And he was like, my balls were hot. And then he told Joe Rogan at the end of it, he's like, hey, in like 2 to 3 weeks, when, like... Basically, everybody knows after a fight, you have to take a bunch of urines and shit for USADA. So, like, you only have to do it for 2 weeks. So, after 2 weeks, he's like, in about 2 weeks, I'm going to come on your podcast and we're going to smoke some weed together. And Rogan's like, okay, yeah, man, come on, let's do it.
And then he said Trump called him?
Yeah. Trump called him and he said, let's beat down these Russians because of Putin and shit. Dude, if you notice all throughout that fight, all throughout that card, like, when Joe Rogan went in there to interview people, they were all fucking talking about politics and shit. Like, that one dude was like, I'm gotta give a shout-out to my boy Brett Kavanaugh.
Hey, that pay-per-view was fucking phenomenal. I thought it was great. And Tony Ferguson stole the fucking show with that fucking post-conference afterwards, that interview. He was so, so cocky and so sarcastic that it was fucking priceless.
Ferguson's a beast, though, man.
Yes, he is, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
He needs to get a title shot again.
I did say that Conor was gonna get his ass. He was gonna whoop fucking Khabib's ass. I'm gonna give it to Khabib. That motherfucker is legit, and
he did hand it to him.
He took it personal, but you got to give Conor his fucking respects, dude. He took
for sure.
Shots in that second. He should have been knocked out. Herb Dean should have stopped that fight. The shit after, did you see the dude in the red shirt that jumped over and hit fucking Conor flush in the temple, and he still didn't go down? That shit was crazy.
Okay, so the Conor fight, my only complaint about the Conor fight was, or not the Conor fight, but the Pettis fight, was the fact that if Pettis didn't break his hand and they didn't end that fight would have went all 3 rounds.
Oh, yeah.
That fight was badass. They were beating the living hell out of each other.
Yeah.
Now, for the Conor fight...
that was the fight of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was definitely the fight of the night, for sure.
Yeah.
For Conor to go in there and do what he did, and then Khabib to come in and do what he did, awesome. But they made it personal, and they made it personal, and we got our own musician in the background there.
That's because my girl wants to go spin fire really, really bad, so she was getting anxious.
I am. I'm sorry.
Spinning fire.
But anyway,
so Khabib jumped the fence, went after Conor's people. Khabib's people jumped in. Now, those 2 dudes that jumped in, one of those is his boxing coach, Khabib's boxing coach, and the other one fights in the UFC and is no longer in the UFC because Dana even said, he's like, those guys are not fighting anymore in the UFC. They're done. Which, if you go back to when Conor threw the fucking dolly through the thing, the only thing that happened to Artem was he was pulled from the card that night. So I think Dana's taking pages from WWE and trying to start shit because they're using all this shit talking and personal shit in their videos, their promo videos and stuff. Why not just say, hey, Vince, can we borrow Hell in a Cell for Khabib and McGregor? Ain't nobody getting in that bitch now.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say that I almost felt like it was almost a WWE type scripted shit. Like, I don't think it is, obviously, but Dana's definitely encouraging it for sure.
Dude, Dana is a certified G, dude. He's a certified G. Look at every conference he does, every press conference. When Conor comes out, he does a shot with him every fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
That's because
Dana
he
White
sucks
does
Conor's
not.
Dick because he's the moneymaker.
Yeah, but no.
Khabib's Khabib's 27-0, and he ain't doing shit with him. He ain't doing press conferences with him. He ain't doing shit with him. He does it all with McGregor.
That's because Dana White is about money. He's always been about money, dude. If it
Khabib's
doesn't,
undefeated.
Khabib,
He's on fucking Moneymaker.
Khabib doesn't have the personality, dude. It's all
He
about
can't even
personality.
speak.
Everything.
It's 'cause
Yeah,
he's not-
he has zero. If you have zero personality, like here, take one of the best fighters in the UFC that came in, Nate fucking Diaz.
That's
He
my boy.
has personality, but he's fucking dangerous on the mic. You never know what he's gonna say. He's like a CM Punk type of dude, so he's too risky. Conor, he generates fucking revenue, no matter if he wins or loses. Because I'm gonna tell you this: the part
Conor is
that
the Steve Austin of USC.
But here's the thing that nobody's looking at. If Conor would have won, that riot would have been a hell of a lot worse.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah. There was already
Conor would have jumped the fence. It would have been a whole different thing. Fucking plus, he would have probably fucking talked way more shit than Khabib did. And all
I don't know if
that.
Conor would have jumped the fence, but I feel like Khabib's people would have jumped the fence like they did. My big issue with the whole thing was how Khabib didn't want to let go of Conor when the ref stepped in and then was still trying to go after Conor and like push the ref out of the way. I didn't like that at all.
It turned. I don't know if you guys were really. You saw the whole part in the third when Conor tried to come out and dab him up and fucking knock him up. Yeah, he actually. Everybody's trying to put hype videos out that he apologized to him in the ring and all that bullshit, which is fake. He did not say words. But after the fight, he said, "Hey, good knock. I want my rematch." Pretty much. And Khabib's like, "Fuck you! I just dominated you like I said I was."
There's gonna be a
And Khabib
rematch.
did.
There's gonna be.
Oh yeah, there will, because that's money right there.
But why? Yeah, the money's going to be there, but really why? He did do everything he did. He said he was going to do to Conor. He took him and
He
smashed.
did, but I feel like
And then he chose the
Conor
quick route.
wasn't ready though either. That's why I knew Conor wasn't going to win. Conor was so rusty and
He was boxing.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like he was a boxer. His mindset was boxer still. You know what I mean? Like let him go back and train now like he was and get back in the octagon and fight him again. That's going to be a whole different fight.
He doesn't have stamina. He doesn't have cardio to match with.
Because he drinks too much. He's always fucking partying. You ever see his Instagram?
Yeah.
Motherfucker always got a glass in his hand.
He's like, well, he's sporting.
Cigarette in the other.
He's sporting his brand.
Hey, man.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, greatest since Muhammad Ali.
I
like
wouldn't
him.
say that because McGregor even came out and said that.
Yeah,
He's not-
McGregor's lost some, man. Yeah. Muhammad
McGregor
Ali was the
came out
king.
and said, "Hey, Ali's the king." He's like, "I'm not on that level."
You see what Tyson did? He was trying to get credit for his old shit when he had that riot in Los Angeles. He was like, "Yeah, that was kind of better than mine." I'm like, "No, dude, that was
Reggie
better
Miller
than
was
yours."
on. Reggie Miller was on Dan Patrick today, and Reggie Miller was involved in the malice at the Palace when the Pistons and Pacers rumbled back in the day when Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, went into the stands, and he was like, "They ain't got shit on us." It wasn't that bad, but. Speaking of other things that happened Saturday, we had WWE Super Showdown. The only thing I can say about this is glorified house show, and they just basically replayed it back on Raw tonight, which was fucking stupid.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the Undertaker and Triple H match. That shit was. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It was alright.
I haven't watched any of it.
It wasn't iconic bullshit.
It was alright. There were some good spots and stuff, but there were spots where Kane and Shawn Michaels missed spots, and you can see Michaels telling them, "Hey, land on here," and they missed their spots and stuff. It was a good match. The whole pay-per-view, John Cena looked like.
Shield.
What about
the Shield match was great.
It was okay. I've seen this.
But it happened again tonight on Raw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
I didn't watch it.
Raw's
watch
basically
it yet.
Me neither. I watched the first part of it when DX was out, but
I watched this. I did the same thing. I watched DX and I was like, "What matches?"
As soon as DX was over, I turned it off.
Yeah,
I didn't even look to see what matches it was.
Speaking of WWE, WWE Network is considering changing pricing and structure. Basically, they're looking at a tier structure where you pay a certain amount and you get a certain amount. Is this going to help or hamper the network if they do this?
can I select my own programs I want on my shit?
No.
I'm not sure. Probably not.
It's going to be like a package thing, like you pick this package, like a Netflix or
No.
Hulu thing. I don't like
No.
it either. And it's going to raise the price for people like us who want it all.
If it was like Sling TV, then yes, it'd be worth it.
I already paid. I paid for the network, and there was not enough original content on there. They just
yeah.
And I went back and watched every single match from WCW all the way back, all their archive shit. And it's like after that, where the fuck's the rest of this shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be up there now, and it's not even there. New Japan's fucking shit's way better.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. Until WWE Network becomes something like Sling TV, and I can pick whatever programs I want from their big library, whatever shit I want to watch, then no, it's not worth it. Because
that's how it is right now, but it's not everything.
Really stupid shit. They force feed you some really stupid ass programs.
Here's my biggest problem with WWE is the biggest problem I have with them right now is the fact that every house show is taped, and every show is taped from way back in the day house show. Before like when they did Challenge and all that stuff, that was taped. But they have the house shows, the dark matches, and all that. Why are we not putting that on the network? Why are we not showing like the time CM Punk, or not CM Punk, AJ Styles was in WWE? Why not show Kenny Omega? You know, if you're trying to bring these guys in, why not tell the story and show it on your network? Bring back Camp WWE. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Dude, WWE it's called the network, so therefore anything that's wrestling related should be put on it. Like if WWE put their stamp on like a house show, it should be on there. Anything should be reachable on that network.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Movies, even the movies, like we should be able to watch The Marine 8 if I want to. You know what I mean? Like
if I want to watch Oculus, which was a great horror film that they made, WWE made one hell of a fucking horror movie with Oculus. I thought that was great.
I want to watch See No Evil on there, man.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, WWE until it becomes something like Sling TV where I can pick all their shit, then no, it's not worth it.
Speaking of not worth it, DDR, if you don't know what DDR is, Dance Dance Revolution movie is coming. Do we need a fucking DDR movie?
Wait, what? There's a DDR movie happening?
Yes.
Why?
All I know is that they put the
Channing Tatum's gonna be the main star in it.
It's gonna be a fucking.
I don't know for real, but
it's gonna be a romantic comedy, just like Gambit all over again. Come on.
Oh God.
No, I just seen it. I seen not the trailer, but I seen the preview for it, and I went and read on it, and they're like, yeah, this was a good back in the 2000s game, and we really think it needs to be a movie, and I'm like, no, I don't like Dance Dance Revolution. I fucking hated that game. I hated the Xbox. I hated the Xbox Connect, and I hated that. That thing, it was so stupid. The only people that like DDR are fucking Japanese or Chinese people in their fucking giant arcades.
Yeah, weird shit.
Here we go.
You know what game I miss? They have it at round one. Remember the skiing game where you could go downhill and you actually had to ski the fucking skis and you had to fucking move? That was one of my favorite arcade games.
What system was that for?
It was an actual arcade system.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like where you stand on it and you have the ski handles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty much how you ski. So yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Devil's lettuce.
Devil's lettuce is for sure. Speaking of devil's lettuce, Sober October. I had this idea.
I'm not doing it.
Hold on. Hold on. So
it doesn't even sound fun.
Okay. So Joe Rogan and Burt Kreischer and a couple other comedians, they do this thing where they do Sober October. And last year they did it for the entire month of October, and they were sober the entire month. No alcohol, no beer, no weed, no nothing. for an entire month. My question, they just started to do it again this month, Sober October. My question is, could we, the 3 of us, 4 of us here, could we do a Sober October?
You want to?
I honestly could.
Hold on, babe. You got to be on the camera.
No, I don't want to.
Do it. Say it.
I said, I don't understand why you'd want to.
I honestly
you
couldn't
give
do
us
it.
no reason to.
0. I mean, am I getting paid for this?
No, it's more or less like the main reason they're doing it is because it takes your tolerance and kicks it down, and then you build it back up.
Oh,
I could do it, I feel like, but I don't want to.
Way of going about things.
I honestly couldn't do it.
I would probably get about 2 solid days, and then I would crack because the reality of life is that it sucks balls, and if you're not walking around stoned in some way, then it is fucking boring. And life will hit you like a slap in your face. When I'm at Spirit Halloween, it is fucking crazy.
That's true. I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it. Like I thought about it for like 2 minutes, and then I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna fucking work. There's no fucking way.
I just quit smoking cigarettes, and I'm coming up on 6 months cold turkey, so I feel like I could do it if I wanted to. I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying.
Kid has become officially a warrior because I can't. I mean, I might have a vape, but I'm telling you right now, I still like a cigarette.
I don't even have cravings, dude. It's so weird.
A vape is convenient when I'm at work because I can still hit it. I mean, it's so I smoked 2 cigarettes when I was at work. So it's pretty good. Normally I smoke like 6.
See, that's where like
I'll go up.
I used to smoke a pack a day.
Yeah, me too. And then
I just quit cold turkey.
I did the vape. I've been vaping for close to 3 years, and I don't want a cigarette because I feel 10 times better. Wait, it's this way. Fuck. I feel 10 times better, and I just all around feel better, and I don't want it. You know what I mean? That doesn't say that you're gonna want the same thing or he's gonna want the same thing. It's all different, but in the same sense that like everybody has their own crutch.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I know myself, and I get actually headaches, and I get fucking angry when I don't smoke weed. Like, I get angry as fuck. I can't deal with. I'm short-tempered. I can't deal with people.
I used to, but I don't know. As I've gotten older, I've calmed down. I used to be like that when I was younger. Like, if I didn't have it, I would get so angry and on edge. But now, I just enjoy smoking. Like, I love smoking. It's like one of my most favorite fucking things to do. So,
like for me, I didn't start smoking until last year. Never touched.
What?
Never touched until last year. I'm 30 now.
What?
And I honestly not go.
I've been smoking almost your whole life.
Because thanks, Grandpa.
I'm not even that old.
I was in the Marine Corps for 10 years, and you can't smoke in there.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 brothers that are in the Marines.
I got a cousin.
See, the funny thing is, he was in the Marine Corps, and then he gets out and he smokes weed, and look at who he meets. Me.
One of my best friends is up in Georgia. They just retired from the Army. I just got him smoking again for the first time since he retired. Or since, let's see, he went in 90.
I'm sure it helps out a lot if you have any kind of PTSD or anything like that.
Well,
you know,
he does it. My buddy does it.
Whatever.
My buddy, he went in 97, and that was the last time he smoked weed until a couple months ago. And he does it like he'll come home from work, go out to the garage real quick, and then do his thing and come back in. And he only does it because it relaxes him, and he's not so stressed out because he's so used to having to do something and be in charge of people. And then now that he's not in that type of role, he has a household, he has kids, he has a wife. He's not in that role. He wants to be in that traditional role of R right down your throat. You know what I mean? So he goes out, does his thing, comes back in, and he's 10 times better. Like I think myself is the same ways. I get stressed out. I'm gonna rather than crutch on past things. I'm just gonna hit the bowl and be fine. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because that if I don't have it, hey, I don't have it. That's not like I'm not chemically dependent on it, but it's there because it's used for a medical purpose.
Yeah, I'm gonna be actually documenting my process of getting my medical license for medical marijuana. So I'm gonna be putting that on my Instagram and shit. Dapper D's Crazy World. I'm gonna be doing the whole process and showing it.
Yeah, I think you can go to the one right in Erie, can't you? And just go in and they'll help you out.
Yeah, because they should, because I have spinal bifida. My lower spine isn't even fused together.
So there's a group of doctors that can give you the medical card. You have to see them, and it's like $250 or $300. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's something like
to get the card, and then once you get the card, a couple weeks later, you can go into the Rise. It's called Rise. You can go in the store, show them the medical card, then you can go in and they conduct business.
I heard actual certain places like glass companies, like glass shops, are actually doing medicinal where they'll give you a fucking pipe or vaporizer or whatever on the house for medical use.
Actually, yeah, there's a buddy of mine that's on Instagram from Erie, Pennsylvania, and goes to Rise, and he gets his glass pieces for free from all these companies off of Instagram, because his Instagram story, or his Instagram is basically him smoking out of each piece, and he does the dabs, he shows everything. Yeah. I would love to do that here, but where I'm at, we're just about, I would say next year around this time on the ballot here. Recreational is going on the ballot for sure. We already have medical.
Ours is on there right now.
Medical is legal here in our county, in our state, but in our county, they withheld it for 6 months to do a study, and they already have 2 places zoned for dispensaries, but they keep pushing it back because this county that I'm in is still the good old boy, old school, don't like new things. They think marijuana's the devil. That's how they roll here. You have to go over to Tallahassee or you have to go over to Pensacola to hit one of the dispensaries there if you get your card here. And the way to get your card here is you have to do the $500 doctor visit, two phone calls that are $150 a piece, and then you have to go see a psychologist.
Well,
just to smoke some weed.
I'm going to show you the process on how I did it, because I know I can get it, because with lower back pain, it's such a distance that they have to give you. And I haven't had no back pain in 4 days. It's been great.
Then you're going to have to stop smoking before you go in to prove that you have the back pain.
That's fine. I would have to do that. If I had to do that, I would do it. If it's to get myself better, because they said when I'm 60 years old, spine surgery is in the question. Like I have to get it. I have to get fused, and the success rate for that's like 56% or something like that. It's low as fuck.
You know that they're trying to legalize recreational in PA, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's on the table right now.
Erie's a fucking horrible fucking place.
No, the state.
Man, we'll find out.
Yeah,
I don't see. I do not see why they would say no. For the simple fact that they even showed like stats, 587 million alone on legalizing like marijuana sales. That would bring the state out of so much debt. Erie would pick up business and blow up. Erie would be a huge hub. Huge.
They'd have to.
Yeah, I got a friend that flies down from Alaska to California every year, and she makes bank, and all she does is trim plants during harvest time. She'll come down and trim all the plants, and then when she's done after harvest season, she'll fly right back to Alaska, and she's got her money for the entire for the entire year, and she keeps doing it and doing. You know what I mean? There's money to be made there.
Yeah, it is. There is.
Speaking of money to be made there, Toys R Us is about to make a comeback.
That is fucking awesome.
I don't. They were gonna sell the name off, and at the last minute they said, okay, we're gonna not do that. We're gonna.
That's because Toys R Us kids of old finally fucking goddamn got some balls and fucking went at it. Like, we petitioned that shit.
This was the plan from the beginning.
No.
This guy's like Einstein over here.
Nope. I'll tell you what happened. All right. Fucking homeboy from Wolf of Wall Street was like, I ain't fucking leaving. I ain't fucking leaving.
This is the plan from the beginning. Lego's doing the same thing right now. Lego is doing like a Lego Express store or something like that, it's called. And they're going to be going in like malls and shit like that all across the country. And it's like a new brand for them or whatever.
That's a good thing. Toys R Us can't leave. I mean, that would be that's a complete travesty.
I feel like that's what they're gonna do. It's gonna be like a Toys R Us Express or some shit like that, and they're just gonna be like little stores like KB Toys used to be like in the mall. You know what I mean?
They're gonna fuck themselves.
KB Toys kicked ass, dude.
It did.
Get some really good shit there.
Yeah, for
Toys
sure.
R Us are gonna fuck themselves if they do not lower the prices.
Yeah, that's why I feel like they're gonna have to do all that, and they're gonna have to have the exclusive stuff still like they did. Because if they don't, what's the point? You know what I mean? You could just go to Walmart or Kmart or Target and get it. You know, so yeah.
Pretty much, Toys R Us has to turn into Walmart, but in a toy fashion. So I mean, it could happen, but it's all about the Toys R Us exclusive. Without the Toys R Us exclusive, there is no point. Like when WWE fucking comes out with their really rare ass fucking Toys R Us exclusives with the alternate costumes. Like Mattel does it all the time. Like the new Mattel, I think 63 series came out, and there's only one fucking badass figure, and that's a reproduction of a Bray Wyatt.
Or they do the special of the Blue Blazer, and it's fucking Jeff Jarrett in Blue Blazer's costume without a mask.
Yeah, dude. Fucking the action figures right now, they're getting hot right now.
Actually,
like, they're coming out with some shit. McFarlane back with a line.
Yeah, dude, you know, he wants to make, McFarlane wants to make Spawn into a triple trilogy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, didn't he?
Speaking of collectibles, Dapper, you were talking about Ringside Collectibles the other day, and you wanted me to write that down.
Oh yeah, Ringside Collectibles right now actually is they have exclusive. Remember Wrestling Buddies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with
they
Hogan
actually
and
came out.
Warrior and
Jake Snake. There was a couple new ones. That they tried to reproduce, like Kurt Angle, but they had weird ass heads. But Ringside came out with a broken Matt Hardy and a Jeff Hardy, and the one that they're coming out with, there's only like 10 of them. And it's supposed to be like a super rare figure of actual Matt Hardy's retirement. And it's supposed to have like a whole description, and it's supposed to be in gold of saying that Matt Hardy said, and it's supposed to be exclusive just to Ringside. They're coming out with better shit at Ringside Collectibles than WWE is through Mattel. Like Ringside stepping their game up.
Do they have the rights to it though? That's the thing.
I think they have certain rights to like the basic models they have by certain things for Elite, and they have certain wrestlers that they go through, and that's it. Certain
kinda
wrestlers like the Young Bucks
kind of like pro wrestling tees with the Young Bucks and Cody and
yeah, same exact thing with them. Like Joey Ryan's huge on fucking Ringside Collectibles, like huge. You can get the whole entrance when he came out for All In with all the dicks on it.
What?
You can get the whole stage. Yeah, you can get the whole stage with him coming down the alleyway and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fucking badass.
Dude,
that is awesome.
He is I fucking hate the whole thing with him and his dick, but he's fucking.
Dude, I love it.
He's making fucking bank, dude.
I love Joey Ryan's dick.
I got a sleazy Joey Ryan fucking action figure, dude, and it's in the fucking case, and it's fucking badass. I love Joey Ryan.
Did you
He's a
guys
sleazy bastard.
see that WWE got pissed off at MLW, and they went and copyrighted a bunch of old WCW shit because MLW they copyrighted War Games and used it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, and WWE's like, what? Wait a second, what are they doing? And then they went through and copyrighted Halloween Havoc, WCCW. There was like 4 or 5 other ones that they did, but they're also talking about bringing back certain WCW pay-per-views, which whatever.
Well, how did they get War Games for NXT then?
Because it wasn't copyrighted yet until MLW went and did it themselves. War Games was before MLW's War Games.
Well, how many NXT War Games has there been?
One.
2 or
One.
There's been one.
The one with the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, that's why. That's exactly.
Yeah,
that's why there won't be another War Games, is because MLW now owns it, and they would have to WWE would have to acknowledge them and give them and pay them for it, but they're not going to acknowledge shit. Bruce Pritchard's got his.
Well, didn't you watch the last NXT?
No.
They just said that War Games is coming up.
Well, maybe they can. I don't know how that works. If they filed for the copyright for it.
Probably just fucking pay for it once in a while. Like, here's the name.
I know, Vince has it.
Well, it's not really. It's not really. It's not really. It's not Vince in NXT. It's
no.
Triple H.
Yeah, but still, Triple H has it those too.
Like, you can
he
design
has Vince McMahon and money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got money. Fuck, he can wipe his ass for fucking 100.
All right.
Right. So Drew Brees just threw another touchdown.
What's the score?
Give me a second. I'm pulling it
up. Drew Brees is a fucking tank.
He is.
Marty the Moth Martinez.
I like him. He's the man.
40-13.
40
wow.
So my girl is gonna go spin fire pregnant. So hopefully we don't have to make a podcast about being in a hospital.
I'm gonna be in the hospital. I'll be fine. I just gotta watch the Spencer.
She's gonna spit fire.
No, she's gonna spin fire with a hula hoop.
2 of them actually.
2 of them. Oh, my girl's a hippie.
So
she's gonna burn her off.
I am not.
Do we want to tell people about the green screen?
Yeah, I'm my girl is gonna teach me this program that's called ManyCams, and you can actually have a green screen behind me. So I'm gonna try to project things that we're talking about on the green screen, so it's a little bit more exciting. Even though we're exciting on our own, but with a green screen, it's gonna be fucking dope.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it because we definitely need to add things to the show.
We can all get one. We can all get a green screen and run the same program. I did watch that on YouTube.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's showing up on me. It's showing up on your guys' too. Like, we can use the program if fucking we know each other's emails.
Would you need separate cameras? How does that work?
I think you might need separate cameras. You can actually look up a lot more on YouTube. It's just look up ManyCams and screen.
All right.
But we're gonna have one hopefully by this weekend when we do our next show.
Right on. Well, that all depends too on the fact if I have power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hurricane.
So. Last thing we're gonna talk about. What's that?
Better
Go ahead.
put the anchor down, buddy.
What's that?
You better put the anchor down and be safe with that fucking thing.
Oh, dude. I'm moving. Like my idea is to move all of the hardware into the house. Computer, mic stands, booms, all that shit into the house, and then I'm gonna try and ride it out here in the man cave here, but I don't think it's gonna happen because there's a fucking tree that's right above me, and if we get fucking these winds they're talking about, I ain't trying to be in here when the motherfucker falls.
That would be one hell of an entertaining podcast.
That's the bad.
Fell behind you, Totally missed you.
Yeah, that would suck. That's the bad thing about Florida too is like these trees, these older trees here, they're protected, so you cannot trim anything on them. You can't cut them back. You can't do shit to them. And you just gotta let them fucking grow and let the branches fall off.
You be safe now. You hear?
I hear. Do we have any surprises for the first quarter of the season, or any disappointments in the NFL?
Yeah, people doubting the fucking Steelers are going to be successful.
Yeah, fuck the Steelers.
They're not going to be successful.
You guys are a bunch of bitches.
Go Bills.
But anyway,
I'll take that.
I'll tell you what. I'm kind of surprised that about the Browns. The Browns. I knew they were going to at least win one, but I didn't know the Browns were going to be so goddamn competitive. Like they're actually winning.
They are for sure. That's my surprise of the year so far. Which I knew because I was big on them. Me and you put that bet out in the beginning, and
yeah,
I'm still high on them. I'm a Browns fan this year.
Don't they have a better record than the Pats right now?
They're 2-1-1.
They're 2-2-1.
Yeah, and the Patriots are what?
No, the Pats.
2-2.
The Pats are 2-2.
Yeah, the Browns are better. Technically, on record. Okay, but here's the thing: if the Browns, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to predict this right now. The matchup of the week for the upcoming NFL on Sunday is going to be the Browns-Steelers game. That's going to be the most entertaining game of the week.
When?
It's Sunday.
This Sunday is the Browns-Steelers game?
Yes, after the bye week. That's going to be the most impressive. That's what game I'm waiting for the most.
I'm pretty disappointed Le'Veon's still not playing.
Give him time.
Fuck Le'Veon. Fuck Le'Veon, dude. Did you see fucking James Conner go beast mode?
Yeah, but again, we can talk about that all day, but it's not going to last.
They keep running him like that.
They need to stop, and they need to stop it now because
it's going to hurt the kid, dude.
It's hurt him, yeah.
He's going to end up like what's the dude from the Colts?
Next year will be his last year. Bob Sanders.
Bob Sanders played hard, and look where he's at now.
Yep.
Nowhere.
Exactly. Yep. You don't even know who he is.
Probably.
He's going to make his money and he's going to be set for life. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? I'm proud of James Conner right now, and I want to be proud 5 years from now still while he's still playing. That's why when Pittsburgh drafted him, I was mad. I wanted him to go out west somewhere where it's warm, where they throw the ball more and they wouldn't use him as much because me and my girl argued about it a little bit because she was like, oh, if he would have went to Buffalo, you would have been happy. And I was like, no, not really, because Buffalo's a cold up north place. They run the ball crazy too. So I wouldn't have liked to see him there because he's not that kind of person. That's not that back.
My disappointment, Shady. Because he ain't running the ball good. Irie's doing better than him.
That's our line though, man.
Yeah. My surprise, fucking Kansas City and LA being 4-5-0.
Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl.
No. I just shared something on Facebook the other day. Go and look at it. It said 1966 Chiefs started 5-0. 1999 Chiefs started 6-0. 2003 they started 9-0. 2012 they started 4-0, and none of those years did they even win a single playoff game. Made it to the playoffs, but didn't even win a playoff game.
What are statistics meant for? What are those kind of things meant for? To be broken
for nights like tonight for Drew Brees.
Anything can happen, dude. The way that the Chiefs are playing right now, especially with a new fucking quarterback, we're not talking about fucking Matt Castle. We're not talking about none of them motherfuckers. We're talking about fucking fucking Mahomes. This is a whole new Chiefs team, dude.
It is. I like the Chiefs.
They don't have no old motherfuckers. They got new people. They're ready to go. And they got something to prove with that whole fucking statistic and everything they're throwing in their face. That's going to make
Andy Reid's going to come out a genius if they do something in there. You know what I mean? He's going to be Belichick 2.0.
Yes, he is. He already halfway is. I mean, it's fucking Andy Reid.
I think my disappointment of the season would probably be Garoppolo. His knee just blowing out.
That did suck.
That's what happens.
That's
That's what happens when you fuck around with porn stars in season.
You're so hooked on that.
Yeah, that's the porn star curse, man. You don't fuck with porn stars during
Fucking,
the
we
season.
don't even have. That's the porn segment of the week right there. Fucking goddamn NFL players with porn stars. Goddamn, you will start sucking ass.
That's why you
Leave them alone.
leave them alone during the season. In the off season, I don't give a fuck what you do in the off season. You can fuck as many porn stars as you want. In this during season, no.
They need a coach like you in the NFL, Greenie. Fucking you fuck porn stars off season. You don't fuck them on the goddamn season.
Yeah.
Stupid idiot.
But sometimes they need a slump buster, just like baseball.
Sometimes when they go 0-4, sometimes they need
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Maybe Dak needs it.
Maybe
Dak Prescott needs a porn star.
I think he does.
I need it.
You know there's a fucking petition online for the Dallas Cowboys to bench Dak Prescott and sign Tony Romo.
But they hated him when he was there.
And I knew he was gonna be straight trash.
Doug Flutie has a cereal.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. And it doesn't taste very good after 15 years and trying to eat it when you're all stoned.
Jesus, very dumb.
But anyway, we're gonna end this episode of Everyday Schmoes Podcast on that note. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to check us out on iTunes. Leave a show review. Go to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, turn the post notifications on, leave us a comment. Follow us on Twitter. All that shit's in the bottom of the description of this video, audio, bullshit, wherever you're at. No, go over to dayspace.com and check it out. If you're into video games, there's a lot of video game podcasts over there. There's also podcasts for parents and shit like that. So make sure to go check all that shit out. And until next week, we're the fuck out of here. Fuck y'all later.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is amazing.
Repeat that?
Repeat that?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is amazing.
He just made the podcast weird.
Oh.